in terms of traditional Smash coaching than that right there. Like $5 is basically robbery for the rates I see that a lot of top players.
Well, yeah. Well,
charge.
the student ticket is 25, so it's there. The format is going to be messed with, and oh my God, we're seeing James Ike.
James Ike. I know he has it. I know this is definitely a character that is in his arsenal quite nicely. I guess he doesn't want to deal. So Diddy Puff, I know, can be scary because once Puff does get Diddy off stage, it pretty much curtains for Diddy, and HBox is just so good at falling off stage. Ike gets threatened, I'd say, a little bit less so, just because he's got Quick Draw, which beats out literally everything, I feel like. Almost everything.
Oh.
And Aether's pretty good, too. And maybe he doesn't want to deal with Chrom. Plus, Ike can kill Puff hella early. Like, he just hits super duper hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, especially all the range. I know James played against Base Mage just this past week actually at the Champions for Charity tournament.
Word.
And I think we got 2-0. Wow. I think we got 2-0'd. So I have a feeling that maybe he tried the usual characters out here and maybe just realized that I might just have better tools.
It's tough because, like, with Chrom and Diddy, you kind of have a very small margin for error off stage. Both of them are very, very susceptible to getting edge guard. Like, James is one of the best in business when it comes to, like, mixing up his recoveries a lot of the time, but some things can't be prevented. And also the Aether buff, I think, helps immaculately. It can encompass so much airspace, confirms into itself, as long as James doesn't link it onto the platform unless he begins on the platform. He should be fine. Like, if he links it anywhere on the regular ground of the stage, he'll be
drops,
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do think you're right. Ike hits like a truck for sure.
Yeah, he's tough.
And he's got all that range with the Ragnall, dude. So it's like if you're Puff just kind of, we're seeing floating around, throwing out the aerials. Despite being susceptible to getting gimped, really all you need to do is hit a few hits, and then, use Aether, man. That move will definitely kill, especially if you're a little pink Puff. But
he also just controls so much airspace with his normals. Like, Nair and up air are fantastic tools to really wall out Puff. Same with Fair, honestly. Like,
yeah, it's a smart move, and especially when Puff gets all those little hits here and there, having Aether as like a sort of get out of that nonsense tool is really important, I would say. Yep. Solid hit.
HBox's saving grace here, I think it's his punish game off stage, honestly, because once I got a jump where, like, you keep them at bay and threaten a lot of space, even if you catch Quick Draw, like, pretty early on its startup, Ike is forced to up D immediately. That being said, though, it's just like Ike hits hard.
He does, dude.
Puff is really light. It is more beneficial for James in neutral and off of trades, I feel like, just because he has the range game on Puff, and getting confirms off of kills is a lot easier because Puff is pretty slow. And
Puff
pretty quick sometimes, but vertically her jump is just not the quickest.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. She has like this weird horizontal jump movement thing going on, but it doesn't really matter when you have Ike just swinging, dude. You're gonna get hit.
Thing also is that directional air dodge. We saw this. Saw this in the Champions. What is it? The charity tournament, the Facebook gaming one. We saw. Remember the Base Mage versus Slade, the Yoshi.
Yeah.
Remember how Base Mage got like caught off on directional air dodge like twice and got up smashed by Yoshi for it. Like, Puff's air dodge carries her. So the way air dodges work in this game is that the further they carry you, the more end leg they have. So Puff's directional air dodge requires quite a bit of end leg to it. I think HBox actually neutral air dodge there, but yeah, it's like once Ike has Puff trapped in the air, there's only so much Puff can do to get out of the situation.
Yeah, man, and here we go. Looks like Hungrybox taking James to what you might call his home base. Again on Town and City, yeah.
That is true. This is James' home. My man is a resident of both the town and the city.
Yeah, definitely paying his taxes every month, I'm sure. So, all right, yeah, so let's see what's going on here. Literally dead even at the moment. You never know if Hungrybox makes some changes. You're talking about someone who has so much competitive experience, where sometimes you just learn things. But we've been talking up Rivers all night. The guy's just really smart at this game. So I think, if he's just kind of figuring things out, and I think Ike might be the answer to this Jigglypuff. It could also be over quick.
Good F-tilt right there by James. It's such a treat, I gotta say, to see his Ike, because we're used to the Chrom and the Diddy, but the Ike is definitely a more recent development. But James is James does love his Fire Emblem characters. So
He does love his Fire
My
Emblem
man knows how to play
characters.
almost all of them, I feel like.
He's deeply invested in Fire Emblem.
Oh, yes.
I cannot emphasize this enough, man. Heroes
Emotionally and monetarily.
He's probably has some kind of spiritual link with with like Sylvain or something too.
I finished 3 houses recently, just like in full. Like I did all my routes on it.
I
did
got
one
it.
last final route.
I still gotta do it. Which one
Oh,
did you do
man.
last?
So I did all the normal ones first, and my first one was Golden Deer. And since when on your first playthrough you really don't have access to the entire cast of characters off of your first playthrough, New Game Plus is definitely busted for allowing you to get every student on your like recruited and stuff like that. So I did one last Golden Deer run to finish it off, and as soon as I tweeted it, James replied in all caps, "Who are your favorite characters?"
Hilarious, dude. Yeah, he's obsessed.
Like, if I tweet about Fire Emblem, there's a James like just do and follow. That man
every time.
has so much love for that dude.
Well, this is looking. Oh wow!
Oh,
really
H-box!
good roll read. Speaking of that competitiveness know-how, really able to pick up on that. So that's good, man. That's
Yeah,
actually
his
gonna even
awareness.
things up for him.
The amount of reaction time too to do that, and like being able to guess that confidently on your last stock, like my man ain't called Clutchbox for no reason.
Oh my god.
His clutch factor is actually insane. He just doesn't give up. He's very stubborn.
Looking
It's
for
gonna
it
be big.
there. This might actually be
this could be
stock.
big. Luckily, James.
Oh, that would have been so
no.
cool if you landed that.
I
bro.
like it. I
Yeah.
respect it. However,
Definitely, that was. I think that would have been so baller if you landed it. And honestly, I don't think he was that far off. I want to watch that again real quick.
I have to imagine the only reason he went for that was because he's hit it before in the past.
Dude,
Because
hold
quick draw
on.
is not a move that you can really contest.
He was a
in
little
hitbox.
late.
Yeah.
That was definitely wishful thinking, but like
Yeah.
I respect it regardless. I mean,
I just don't understand. He will go for that, and you do kind of have to go for those all or nothing plays with Puff. It's just like it's last stock, and you're at 104. You really don't lose anything to, because like James had to act out of the end lag right there, and H-box was safely landed on the platform. Like they could have played neutral one more time or something like that.
yeah, and he was that was close. That was close at the end.
So I think my man bet it all on black, and he bankrupted pretty hard right there. I think
it was a good hustle. It's a good hustle.
definitely a good hustler. I just don't understand the decision making there, especially when you have that much set play experience.